Hello, busy professionals, and welcome to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast. In this episode, we are going to have a customer testimonial. So I'm happy because we have a client of Showtime Travel, Ricky White here, who just left Egypt, and he's going to tell you all about his adventures and everything he's learned, some of the highlights. So when you're ready to plan that next vacation, you'll know a little bit more about Egypt and how to work with Showtime Travel. So let's begin.
Welcome to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast, where we help busy professionals with valuable tips and inspiration to plan their next luxury vacation. Your host is Belvin Baldwin II, an award-winning travel advisor and owner of Showtime Travel. He will educate and entertain you on this journey by speaking with some of the top luxury travel suppliers. So let's get started, because you deserve a luxury vacation.
Well, hello, Rick. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing, Belvin?
I'm good. I'm happy that you were able to join us, and you're back from Egypt. So I gotta get you in front of everybody and kind of tell us about your adventure. So, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you pick Egypt.
Well, first of all, my name is Rick White, and I am a father of three, married, and to a wonderful woman named Wanda. And I studied. The reason why I chose Egypt was I used to study. I studied architectural engineering a long time ago, almost with the Egyptians. but it was a class that I took that was part of the curriculum, architectural history, and the emphasis was on the architecture in Egypt. And I was just fascinated by the temples in Abu Simbel and the pyramids and the beam and post structure. And that was something I had always wanted to go see for myself. So I took that opportunity when it came.
Great. So this was kind of a almost like a bucket list. You've been studying about it, and now you want to see it in person.
Exactly, right on top of the bucket list of many places I want to go, but Egypt was at the top.
Okay. So how did you even hear about Showtime Travel?
That's interesting because I was just surfing on the on Facebook one day and checking out my site and some other sites and what have you, and I saw your site. And I went through it and listened to some of the posts that you had, and I said, "Wow, this brother's got it going on." So when I said, "Hey," I asked my wife, "Does she want to go to Egypt?" And she said, "Yeah." That's when I turned back and I said, "Hey, let's check out Showtime," and that's how we got into it.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad you chose us, and I'm glad you gave us the opportunity to design this vacation. Now that you've been to Egypt, tell me what surprised you most about Egypt?
Actually, the what surprised me the most was when I got there, I didn't realize that we were in the middle of a desert. And when you're actually there on the ground, you don't see it, you don't feel it, but you kind of see the effects of being in the middle of the desert.
Right.
But everybody, I mean, the vacation that you set up for us, it was so, and that, customer service was excellent and everything. You didn't even feel anything. And that was what really was surprising to me.
Yeah, right there in the middle of the desert. Did you feel the heat of the desert during the day and the coolness at night?
A little bit of the coolness at night, and that's one of the things that I was particular about. I knew in Egypt, in the desert, next to Saudi Arabia, I knew that it is hot. So that was one of the reasons why I picked November. I wanted to be there when it was a little bit cooler. So the high temperatures were like in the mid to high 70s, and it was comfortable. It didn't feel muggy, like hot Atlanta. Didn't feel like that at all.
How did you feel when you got there? Of course, it's some political unrest around the world,
Right.
but how did you feel safety wise while you were there in Egypt?
Well, this would be a testament to you because, as keeping the lines of communication open is key. And when I was calling you, or we was talking constantly back and forth. One of the things I mentioned, if you can recall, was my wife feeling a little anxiety with things going on, and you reassured me that, hey, you won't even know anything going on. Everything is fine. I just came back from this place, and I can tell you everything's going to be great. And from the time we landed to the time we departed, I didn't even know anything else was going on. It was like we was isolated from it all, even though we were just 700 miles away from it.
Right, right.
Yeah, didn't feel it at all.
Well, what I've learned about this whole tourism industry is these countries protect tourism is a big part of their economy. So
Absolutely.
they make sure that everything is taken care of and protected when it comes to it. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
This is a dream trip for you, a bucket list. You studied architecture before. You're ready to see these pyramids and everything. You just get off the plane. Tell us what happened.
We get off the plane, and I'm telling my wife, oh, wow, I'm feeling like a celebrity now because this is the first time that somebody ever greeted me with my name at the airport. Rick White, the driver, was there. So we was feeling good coming down the escalators in the airport. Our driver was wonderful. He took us to the baggage claim, got our bags, loaded them up, and he drove us through the city to our hotel, telling us everything that we should expect and whatnot. So we was feeling very safe, very comfortable. And we got to the Sheraton, and everything was taken care of. We got into our suite. They upgraded us on the spot to a suite, and customer service was A1. I mean, between the Egyptian customer service at the Sheraton and Chick-fil-A, they're going neck and neck for how customer service should be.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that time, because we want to make sure that we have, when you get to a location, we want to make sure that you don't have to worry about anything. I don't want you going to a vacation saying, oh, now I got to try to find an Uber, or I got to try to find a cab. When you're dealing with us, we want to make sure that we have everything for you, so you don't, you're coming there to have peace of mind. We want to make sure that you have peace of mind throughout the vacation. So we were, I was glad we got the driver there to pick you up. He took you around, had your name there. So the next day during the itinerary, you're going to meet up with some of the tour operator there to help you out, to make sure that everything is great. So kind of tell me some of the highlights that you experienced, even going down the Nile and some of the places you visit while you were in Egypt.
Right. We had a great tour guide, if you will, in every aspect, from the persons who met us at the hotel or tell us, to keep us updated on the agenda and what have you, the itinerary, to the actual tour guide that walked us through the museums, the sites, and the river cruise. And I mean, everything was just great. And I'm not just saying that, it was. We had no worries whatsoever. And if they said, hey, leave your luggage here or whatever, leave your bags, everything be taken care of, it was spot on. But some of the experiences we had, especially on the cruise, that was quite surprising to a certain extent, because even in Jamaica, I gotten used to aggressive salespersons. In Egypt, it's kind of like 10 times that, because they had kids on surfboards coming up to the feluccas. Once we got off the river cruise, we got on a small boat, a felucca, to go to a Nubian village. And as we were on the felucca, the kids were paddled by hand on these surfboards and sing songs hanging onto the boat and like the tips, which surprised me. Because I was quite concerned when it was, all these ships are in the Nile River, and I'm like, hey, look out, but That's their everyday life,
Right.
So that, along with just the customer service that was rendered to us on the cruise, the food was excellent. The food was great. The entertainment was good. The river cruise boat itself, the ship was nice. It was
Uh-huh.
luxury. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, you got to see some of these great, great architectural achievements,
Mhm.
and you're seeing it in person now. What did you see, and kind of walk us through that.
The first, let's see, the first site was the pyramids, of course, in
Mhm.
Giza, and a lot of people who had gone before me was trying to, I guess, downplay it. I don't understand. But when I got there, I was texting them back saying, "Hey, you were absolutely wrong.
Uh-huh.
These are enormous. They are
Right.
one of the seven wonders of the world."
Right.
And just to see the enormity of the structure, um, it was everything that I thought it would be,
Uh-huh.
and more. I mean, to just imagine this is in hundreds of years before Christ. If you can
Right.
think about that they used rudimentary instruments and tools to put up 20-ton blocks of stone, 570 feet or meters, up. It
Uh-huh.
was, you know, to the average person, it might be, oh, okay, but to a civil
The
engineer,
engineer architecture. Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing.
Well,
You talk about manpower.
yeah, and it was funny. I saw your post, and you were talking about how Napoleon couldn't even knock that down. It just how strong a structure that was.
Right, right. Stood the test of time. Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
stood the test of time. When you were able to go inside some of these
Yep.
monuments and everything as well, what did you learn, or during once you were in there?
The tour guide did a great job in explaining everything to us in regards to the hieroglyphics, what we saw, and the purpose of these temples and these the tombs and what have you. And it was all a lifelong, what's the word? Not pleasure, but desire to
Okay.
please these kings, because they believe more, from what I understand, in the afterlife than the
Hmm.
present life. And
Oh, good.
so, in regards to Ramses and Nefertera and all the Ramses, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and I learned also that some of the Ramses wasn't related, but the detail and
Hmm.
love, I would say, uh, for their pharaoh that these craftsmen put into these temples is absolutely amazing. I mean, the temple of Ramses on in Abu Simbel, which was the highlight for me.
Hmm.
Understand how they built a temple in the side of a mountain is
You're right.
absolutely amazing. Two temples.
Two of them. Wow, amazing. So did you while you were there, did you try any type of food, any new food?
We did when we went to some of the shops, like where they make papyrus paper and some other artifacts or what have you. They always treated us with the hibiscus tea, which
Okay.
was always a favorite. Always give, hey,
Mhm.
hibiscus tea, but also a sandwich that was meatless. It was a veget,
Mm.
and I can't, falafel or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but it was, my stomach is pretty sensitive, so I have to be, careful when I eat. So,
Right.
but it was very good. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was crunchy and tasteful. Yeah,
Okay.
it was good.
Good, good, good. So you got to experience a lot of the history,
Mhm.
and you took in the food. What was it like at night on the Nile River? Were you just gazing at the as you were floating by? Kind of give us a visual of that.
At night, when I would go up on top deck, it was peaceful, very
Hmm.
peaceful. You can see some lights, shimmering on the shore. Not many. I'll have to admit that Egypt is a little bit still. It's not as modern
Right.
as
Right.
your other, cities. Maybe, from what I understand, Alexandria to the north of Cairo is a little bit more modern than the other places. And where we were in Aswan, sailing up to Luxor, it wasn't as modern, so you didn't see as many lights, but you can see some of the city life going on beside you. But other than
Okay.
that, even in the daytime, it was a peaceful, smooth ride. Yeah.
Great, 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 great. And when you got off the Nile River and you stayed at the hotels, and I know you even took a domestic flight back.
Mhm.
How was the hotels in Egypt compared to where you've traveled, or how were the hotels? I think you stayed in the Conrad and in Sheraton.
Sheraton, and when we got off the cruise in Luxor, we stayed at Sonesta for one night,
Hmm.
and all the hotel accommodations were 5-star. So
Okay.
if once you got in the hotel, you didn't feel like you was in Egypt. You felt like you was back in the States.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
If it
Got it.
wasn't for the maybe a art piece here and an art piece over there, you wouldn't know. And of course the host and hostesses, you wouldn't think that you were in Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So you were able to, everything seemed just like at home, nice spacious area. The rooms were very nice. You were taken care of as soon as you got off. As we start to close here, kind of tell us, if somebody was planning a trip to Egypt, what advice would you give them?
Number one, plan it for the end of the year, between November to February.
All right.
Now, from what I understand, December, January is like the highest time when crowds are there, the tourists are there. And that's why I chose November. You want to go in the cool season.
Right.
I would, and other things I did was I packed light. I took 2 suitcases, but I packed light in one of them because I wanted to bring back a lot of souvenirs.
Okay.
That way, and stayed within the limit. So, uh, you want to, if you're sensitive to sunlight like I am, what you call it, sunscreen.
Sunscreen or sunblock. Yeah.
Yeah, sunblock, sunscreen, what have you, a hat, shades, all that, because the sun is always there. But I would say just relax and enjoy yourself as well. Look
Okay.
for a great. Let me sum it up this way: Egypt is not a vacation for relaxing; it's for adventure.
Hmm.
It's for education. You
Right.
got to realize that this, to me, was the start of civilization, one of the
Yeah.
greatest civilizations that that ever was. And it was
It's
just
funny
amazing to
because
me.
Yeah, it's funny because even when I travel to Greece and things, their top, how can I put it, thinkers, I would say, for a better word, is they got their information from Egypt. And even they will, even when I was in Greece, they will tell you these top thinkers, they got all their information from traveling to Egypt. And just like when you say the birth of civilization, especially when it comes to innovation,
Mhm.
a lot of it is in Egypt. So I'm glad we were able, because when you came to us, we thought about that. Like, okay, this is a architect, someone from a technical background from building. We want to make sure that he gets these feelings when he's on this vacation, and I'm glad that we were able to design that so you can kind of see those things. So, kind of, if you could, how was it working with us to design this vacation? What benefits do you feel that you achieved?
Well, for one, I didn't have to constantly worry about hotel accommodations. I definitely wouldn't have never known anything about tour guides or whatever. I mean, I could have got on the internet. I think I'm pretty intelligent person, but
Right.
I didn't want to have to do all of that. And the moniker that or the motto or what have you for Showtime is we design luxury vacation for busy executives. I mean, there's no way I could have been able to do what I got for myself and do it for myself with all the work that I'm doing. You know,
Yeah.
I am a busy executive. You own your own business. You everything. You know, you're
Right.
the
Yeah.
technician, the engineer, the principal, the owner, the accountant. So
Yes, yes, yes. So it's a lot of things out there, and I agree. You know, I'm and that's why we designed this vacation, because I was one of those when I was especially when I was in the corporate world. We wanted to make, I tried to do something by myself and it didn't end up right. So
right.
I said, let me design this and work with travel suppliers so we could work and have great streamless vacations for busy professionals like yourself. And I'm happy to design this vacation for you. So I know tell us a little bit about your business, Traffic Solution.
Traffic Solutions. We started in 2009, and during the the beginning of the recession area, and I was like you mentioned, working for a engineering firm, and decided at one point when they said, "Hey, Mr. White, we can't afford you anymore." I was a victim of the recession. I decided, hey, just start your own.
Right.
So what we do is we do everything from data collection, traffic data collection. We do traffic impact studies for private development. We do transportation studies and analysis for any type of government agency, from local municipalities to county and state.
Okay.
We also do traffic control design and transportation management. So anything dealing with traffic, transportation, Traffic Solutions is the answer.
Got it. Got it. And would you say what would be some of your clients? Would it be government agencies or private?
Anything from government agencies to private developers. We deal deeply with housing developers, other engineers. We assist in transportation engineers who are designing roads. Before they can, design a road, they need our information and analysis and recommendation to, whether it needs 1 lane, 2 lane, how long the lane should be, or what have you. We also do traffic signal design as well. So, and signal
Okay.
timing. So
Listeners out there, if you know anybody who needs that information, make sure that you contact. Is it trafficsolutions.com?
Traffic Solutions LLC.com.
Yeah, make sure you have that LLC on it. Traffic Solutions LLC dash. There it is. There, Traffic Solutions dash LLC.com. That's the great thing about helping people with business. We love helping each other out. So that's great.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to what's next? What's next? You did Egypt. What's next for you?
Actually, we'd like to go back, but we want to go to Sharm el Sheikh, right there on the peninsula, and try to check out the Red Sea. But that'd be 1A.
Okay.
2 is I think is Alaska.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alaska. That's definitely something I think a lot of people are looking for. Are you looking more on the land, or are you thinking the cruise side to it?
I'm thinking the cruise, maybe something on a scale of 2 weeks, something, fly out, train, cruise, and enjoy the sights up in Alaska.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's something we definitely can help you out with.
Awesome.
Good. Well, Rick, thank you for taking the time out to tell us all about Egypt. I think it's great. We're happy to design this vacation for you, especially as one of your bucket list vacations. I am so happy that you got to see it, and thank you again for just being on the show. It always, for my business, it always feels good to make memories, to help somebody make lifelong memories, because you're gonna remember this Egypt vacation as long as you live. So this is great, and I feel so great in designing this, getting that feeling of helping someone out. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for being on the show. And for all your listeners, make sure, all my listeners out there, make sure you visit showtimetravel.com because you deserve a luxury vacation. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the You Deserve a Luxury Vacation podcast. Please visit showtimetravel.com to plan your next luxury vacation. Also subscribe to the Showtime Travel channel on YouTube and Instagram for more luxury vacation inspiration.